Okay, Goliath put out some news, very interesting news, really. They are engaging JDS in Energy and Mining, which is a firm headquartered in Vancouver that specializes in mining projects, especially early stage projects. Underground mining is one of their specialties, and they can, what to put it bluntly, get the job done. These are people that I know, through other engagements I've had with them, but I also know, reputationally around the industry, they are known for getting tough jobs done. And in this case, they're looking to forge plans to drive an exploration adit at Surebet. Okay, what does this mean? An adit is simply a mining term. It's a mining term that describes uh, an opening that's put into a mountain that's horizontal, okay, or close to horizontal, we'll say. Shaft is vertical, adits are horizontal. Think of it like a horizontal shaft, all right? And this adit can be put into the mountain, but it gives you a lot of upside in terms of vantage to drill the thing. It also allows access to the mineralization itself. Like, you can get in there and you can actually open up some faces of mineralization. You can bulk sample it, test it, things like this. But I think most importantly, this will allow a more prolonged drill season. In fact, maybe even a year-round ability to drill this project year-round, something like that. Okay, I think the drill platforms from underground could also provide for shorter drill holes and things like this. It will allow this load system, the sub-parallel or flat loads, to be drilled quite easily from underground. And in the long run, I think that's what you're going to need to develop a mine anyway. So this is almost, in a way, it's a first step towards making that commitment of a mine. I think this is a wonderful decision. I think it'll put the company in a really good position, especially because they can put this adit in where they see fit. And in particular, they're going to target that Bonanza zone where we know they had some really, really, really nice drill results last year. Go to the next slide, please. Here you can see the cross-sectional view of the Surebet system. The different colors and wavy shapes that you see there are simply different mineralized zones. The original Surebet is the yellow one that kind of crawls up to the upper right there at an outcrops actually at surface. That's where this whole thing was discovered. But then you have other lodes at depth here, like the purplish ones. That's the Bonanza lode, and that's towards the bottom. It's more flat in nature. Okay. This is, I've talked about it in terms of block load. It's a stacked load system. These loads are a few meters thick, maybe 5 to 10 meters thick, and they're very continuous in nature. They're not, they don't appear to be just, random little quartz blowouts or things like this. They form nice, coherent sheet-like bodies of mineralization. But, this reminds me of the Pogo deposit. What I'm looking at here, if you said, oh, that's a cross-section of the Pogo deposit, I'd say, yeah, that looks about like it, okay? And we all know that the company has had some really nice drill results, okay? I can't apologize for the text being so small, but I think that 34 meter of an ounce is that one in the lower left there, that big, long purple stick that you see. That's about where they plan to put this adit in. Poke a adit straight into the hill there. Guess what? You can get to those. So go to the next image. And I simply took the liberty of drawing, an impression of what can be done, okay, from underground here. So the little red square, the kind of fat line red square, imagine that being your adit, and I don't know exactly where they're going to put it yet, but they haven't even actually designed the adit where it's going to go yet. But I'm just showing this as kind of a schematic way to convey the benefits of an adit. Okay, so you put an adit in, you can put crosscuts and drives, so you might have drives going either way. And from those, you can actually put drill stations in. You can put drill cuddies in where you can start drilling upwards. Okay, that's really intriguing. You can also drill downward too, to be frank. Okay, so there's that possibility too. And there are some hits down there too. But I'm thinking about the bonanza zone, the sherbet zone, things like that. What better way to test this thing than just poke holes one after another? Your holes are going to be way shorter than if you had to drill from way up on top of the mountain. You can put as many holes as you need to do all the infill that you need. Then you can move over to the next station, put a fan of holes in, next station, put a fan of holes in. This is the ideal way to drill this thing out, in my view. And again, quite frankly, once you have this access and you can drill at this density, you're putting yourself in a really, really good position to go ahead towards, making that step towards production and things like that. And in this image, yes, we can see the numbers better. So we have, like I said, that purple bar that's more towards the left of center. That's 34.52 gram per ton gold equivalent over 39 meters. I said it wrong earlier. So 39 meters of a little over an ounce gold equivalent per ton. Over here, more towards the right of center, you got a couple of intercepts highlighted. You got 11.6 gram per ton gold equivalent over 27 meters. That does include a higher grade section. There is, within that, there's about a 34 gram per ton over 9 meters. And then you also have right next to that, you have 15.86 grams over 11.9 meters. Other intervals are noted. Some of the flags are off of this image because I just kind of cut and pasted the little close-up view here. But you can see what I mean. I mean, this is a really robust load system where there's a potential for a very robust, high-grade deposit right in the vicinity of where they're going to put this adit. And the quicker they get this thing going, the quicker they drill it off, they understand this thing. Maybe they come up with a couple million tons, just in the area that we can see, something like that. I can't promise anything. It's just spitballing it, but I think they will be in a much better position to move this project forward with this adit in place. It is not to say that they're not going to drill this summer. They already have the drill program laid out. They've got the drill contracts laid out, and they're going to come in here and drill this summer. This will probably take a couple of years to actually get in place. So maybe 2026 sometime, but it's the right step. All right.